So this is Darknet, a game that has been available for the Gear VR and the Oculus for quite a while. I actually think it got a few prizes on some festivals and stuff like that. They call it a cyberpunk hacking game. I personally would call it a cyberpunk themed puzzle game. You play as a hacker which uses bought pieces of software to infiltrate networks. Basically, you can grab missions in the main menu. You can choose those by difficulty and the reward that you're getting. And you need to have a certain skill level, which is something the game measures, to actually get them offered. Once you have selected the mission, you will put in the network screen. That's the screen you're seeing right now, where you can actually choose the nodes that you want to attack. You have to get the core node to complete the mission. Now, to get the core node, you can either try to attack it directly, which with the only program you're having at the start of the mission being the virus. Well, I cannot recommend it because you probably won't get far. You want to get a few viruses. Viruses are pieces of software that you can use to attack while you're at a core. So while you're in the core view, which we're going to be in a moment, you can pick actually pods there, and I forgot what they're called, where you can actually apply the virus, and the virus will try to spread to the center of the node. Once it reaches the center of the node will be conquered by you. You will get the money worth of that node. This money does not translate to the next mission, it's only within this mission. And you can use this money to buy more nodes, more software tools like the hydras, the exploits, the viruses, or the worms. Now the worms is something you have to unlock in the main menu first, with the reward you're getting from doing missions. So again, the currency you're using within the mission is not the same you're using outside of the mission, and it does not translate to the next mission. But doing missions and finishing them on time, every mission has a timer, and if you finish it on time, you will actually get a reward, which they call BTC, so Bitcoin. And with this reward, you can actually unlock more features for the game, like the worm. Now, I already spoke a bit about the virus program that you can get, and there is also exploits. Exploits help you to attack nodes like ICE nodes or like Sentinel nodes, which are nodes that are actually protecting neighboring nodes from other tools. Like they add firewall level and they add shields. Now, shields are what's protecting a node from being infiltrated by a hydra. A hydra is a tool that you can actually shoot to one node that you have already conquered, and that's important. It can only be one that you already own, and from there it will spread to every node it can that is not shielded, and it will conquer those automatically for you. So it's a very, very powerful tool, and the exploit is something that you can use to strip down Sentinel or ICE nodes, so you can actually get past those. Obviously, you can attack every node manually, but that will take a lot of time, and so you have to manage how many nodes you're actually taking over, because the only node that counts for the mission is the core node of the network. But you usually want to at least conquer a bit of before to get enough money to get more viruses, which I already explained, because the more viruses you have, the easier it will become to attack a node, as you can use viruses to actually defuse the countermeasures by just having the viruses run into them, and then in the next turn just actually have one that is supposed to enter the center. Now, the first thing that I mentioned is worms. Worms, basically you shoot to a node you already own, I think, and it then actually tries to reach a random close by Sentinel or ICE node or shielded node and strips it from its defenses. So it's a cheap way of, when you're lucky, actually removing defenses as well, which then again makes it either easier to attack the node or even possible to use a hydra to conquer the node by, well, this node and more nodes. Again, Hydras are extremely powerful because you can get quite a few nodes in a short time, which yields you a lot of money, which allows you to get a lot of the other things. But you can also do it manually. And you just saw how I used a Hydra. That gave me some money. I'm now getting a worm. And the worm, as you can see, I throw at one of the nodes, and it will then go to a random node where it strips the defenses of that node. Or part of that defenses. You can see that as corrupted. Node is then listed as corrupted. So it won't give any bonuses to neighboring nodes anymore as well. Now if we go to the view of a node, which I should be doing in a moment, like now, you can actually see the yellow center. That's where you need to have your virus go to. And as you can see, I'm currently looking at a few nodes. I'm pointing at them. I triggered my viruses, so I removed a few of the countermeasures, and now I have one spreading to the center, which yielded me quite a bit of money, allows me to get more, and so I build up my tool set to attack the core node. Now, the game itself is actually fun. Doesn't really have to do much with hacking. There is some story intel on there, which is presented in a similar way than, if you remember, the old hacking game Uplink, or its modded version Onlink, which was spread quite far. You get after each mission, you get to the main menu, and in the main menu you can actually see the story pieces, which is usually changes that happened within the story world that are reflected or are reflecting your hacks. I've only done what they call corporate networks in here. There's 3 types of networks that you can attack, and they all have a bit of different properties. The corporate network is the one I guess you start with. Then there is, I think it's called a private network, and then there is a dark network, which I haven't seen yet. Then there's something called a backbone, which you have to unlock with a lot of bitcoins. So you have to do a lot of missions before that. I have no idea what that is, but apparently it's the end game, I guess. And yeah, basically that's the whole game. I guess if this wasn't specifically built for VR, if it was built as a regular game, the game would that you would just play in 2D with your mouse. It would play just as nice from the simple mechanics. But actually, I think the virtual reality thing just adds a bit of immersion on the story that you're a hacker in cyberspace, you know, because it gives you this abstract virtual reality. I don't think I'm going to take the time to completely play this through, but I think it's nice to play if you have like 10-15 minutes and you want to do one mission. But be aware that some of those missions, the time limits are like 40-50 minutes, and I can imagine that some of the missions will actually take that long, because some of them are actually quite hard. You can see I already unlocked a lot of viruses in this mission, so right now I'm actually trying to defuse by just spreading 4 of them. I defuse the one, and there's one left that I can attack. I put the virus there, get the center, have the node. And once you have done this often enough, you will actually be able to do this to the core node. It's the one you're seeing in the center of the screen right now, which is extremely tough to crack when you do it right from the start. I have done it in one mission where I could do it right at the start, but in most missions that just led to ultimate failure. If you enjoy puzzles, if you enjoy games that actually challenge your brain a bit, where you have to do a bit of planning, you will enjoy this game. It's actually cheap. I didn't pay much for it. I think I paid like $10 for it in the PlayStation store. So if you're into puzzles, if you're into games like this, get it, play it, have fun. But if puzzles aren't really your thing, then you will be bored by this quite fast. It does not offer you any rewarding videos or anything. It's just, there has to be the challenge itself. I think I read somewhere that the maps and the networks and everything is procedurally generated, so I guess it has a lot of replayability simply because it will go on for ages, but I haven't played enough to actually be sure about that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it taught you a bit about what this game is. If you like this video, please do so. If you have questions about the video, if you have own comments on this, please comment. And if you like to know more about other VR games, feel free to look at the channel and to subscribe to the channel, because that's kind of what I do. I look at VR games. So have a nice day and see you soon.